Let's get into some shite. All right, folks, welcome to the Out of Tune podcast. I am Rick, and oh boy, I'm feeling bloated. You know, yesterday was Thanksgiving, and I didn't overdo it. It's kind of rare that I don't anymore, and I try not to. See, that's one of the things about getting old is you overdo it even if you don't want to overdo it. I used to eat like 5, 6, 7 plates of food when I was a kid, and now I can't get through one without just being in pain. And so this year I made a plan. I decided I'm not going to overdo it, just a little bit. Here's the thing. See, this is, I've learned now. I think it's taken me all these years. I've learned just put a little bit, tiny bit, spoonful on your plate. Why? Because you could go back and get more. No one ever told me that. See, here, that's the key. See, I grew up in a family with 7 kids. If you didn't eat it all first try, you didn't get a second chance. So that's still in my head. That's still pounded into my head. So I overeat constantly. I don't get seconds. I pile up my seconds and thirds sometimes on my firsts. And I think that's a big family thing. If you're from a big family, help me out. Let me know if you do that too. You had to, because you go down the line, the older kids go first. By the time you get down to the little kids, they're going to put a bunch on their plate, and then there's not anything left. So I still eat that way. And this year, for whatever reason, because I haven't eaten that way, I haven't actually been in that environment in years, but it's just habitual. And this year I made a plan. I was like, I'm not going to do it. Got to just get a little spoon. I'm going to put a spoon of everything on my plate. And then if I'm hungry at the end, I'll just go get more. Why not? It's my food, it's my house, my table. I could do it. So that was my plan. And I still feel like, I don't know, I didn't really eat too much, but I did get, I think I crossed the line. I didn't go too bad though. I was fine. And then, see, I do this wrong too. They say you're supposed to drink a glass of water before you eat. So I did it after I ate, and then I was in pain. See, that's you drink it first on an empty stomach. And then when you're eating, you don't eat as much because you feel like you're full. I did it wrong. Did it the other way. Next year, I'm going to be ready. And then we have just a fridge full of leftovers. Just more food. I felt guilty today. I was looking at all the food and I mentioned that we have a lot of food, and I almost did it almost complaining. We got too much food in here. And then I thought, oh no. The people in this world that don't have any. And then I felt bad. And then I started thinking about just America, how we do this every year, and we just overeat so much food. If there's anything to be thankful for, it is that. So how was yours? How did you do this year? Was it traditional, non-traditional? Mine was traditional in that I have the same thing I always have, but it was a little non-traditional. I do have a little vegetarian turkey breast, and there's no turkey in it, nor is there breast in it. It's a roll. It's like a log, a turkeyless log of mystery substance that has been altered to actually taste like turkey. That's what I had. And then I made dressing, which was I did a good batch this year, my famous cornbread dressing. And then my wife, I think she made the best mac and cheese she's ever made in her life, which is saying a lot. She does some good mac and cheese. This was a good one, a really, really good one. She put like real sharp cheddar cheese and then smoked cheddar in it. it tasted like bacon. Now, if you put bacon in it, that's fine. You could do that. I'm not a bacon eater. I'm vegetarian, so it just tastes like bacon. It was good. Good. So, still thinking about it. My stomach is still kind of bloated. But I ate a lot. Not a lot. I won't say a lot. I had food today. So I need to fast for about 3 weeks. But I'm doing good. How are you? Today is the, excuse me, a little raspy today. Today is the Friday version of the podcast. And I was going to do it today, but I'm doing it Friday night. It's been a while since I've done a night podcast. I actually prefer the night podcast. When I was doing This Epic Disaster, we almost always did it in the evening or after dark. And I like that. And then when I started doing Apocalyptic, I did it in the daytime, early, a lot of time in the morning. And then I've just sort of moved it into the afternoon. And today, I was just on purpose. I wanted to do a night podcast to get in that vibe, that evening vibe. Sometimes it's fun just to get at the end of the day when you get in a room by yourself and you're just winding down and you're doing something creative. I don't care what it is. You're writing, maybe doing poetry, little novel writing, short stories. Are you writing some music, song? I don't know. You're playing some music, playing a little guitar. You know, that night vibe is awesome. So we watched a couple of Christmas specials and little Hallmark. I'm already over the Hallmark channel. It's not even December. Done with it. I mentioned that. I'm done. Can't put it on. You know, we try to do it. We just say it's Christmas. Let's put it on. We put it on. And then I just feel bad. I feel I shouldn't be watching this. So we did that, and then I just said, all right, I'm going to do the podcast. Made my way up here, doing it, getting into the evening vibe, liking it. I don't know. It just feels good. I feel relaxed. I feel like it's a totally different vibe. Speaking of vibe, Daryl Hall is suing John Oates. I don't think it's like a lawsuit. It was it is. There's a lawsuit involved apparently, but he sent him a restraining order. What is it? What's Oates doing? Why does he have to be restrained? What's going on? And there's a lot of jokes about it. But see, here's the thing. I'm a kind of a Hall and Oates fan. That was my years, that's growing up years. You know, high school and college. Ooh, gotta have a water here. Thank you. But you never know what's going on behind the scenes. People that you enjoy, you know, they look like they're partying and they probably hate each other's guts. I don't like that. I don't like finding that out. One of my favorite bands, Bodines. Loved Bodines. Found out that those two guys didn't like each other. I saw them in concert and I was just like, are you all playing the same show? They were both on stage. They had no communication. That was the first time I realized something's going on here. They're not communicating, not looking. That, you know, when they get up, we got the guys playing guitar and they get up next to each other, leaning on each other's back like they're resting. They barely even, they would get kind of close and then they just didn't even look at each other. It's like, we have to do this now, play close, and then we're going to go to the side. And this is where I would rather be. But there was some stuff going on in that band. I'm not going to talk about it. It's over. It's old news. You can look it up. You can Google it. But apparently, same thing. Hall and Oates, Van Halen, you know, Sammy and Eddie didn't like each other for a while. They loved each other first, didn't like each other. Same with Dave. Every band, it seems like, every kind of thing like that, there's problems going on. You know? It happens. It's hard having a relationship like that, especially if it's long term. You're an actor, you're in a movie, not a movie. Movies are quick. Let's say TV show. You're in a TV show, goes on for years and years and years. It's like being in a marriage, you know. After a while, you can't stand somebody. You guys still got to work with them. Yeah, I don't ever want to be in that situation. But yeah, so Hall and Oates. I listened to a Christmas song of theirs today, and all I thought about was Hall and Oates at each other. It kind of destroys the holiday season for me. Hall and Oates, not cool at all. Hey, guess what? Today I didn't expect it so soon, but it did today. Stickers came in. Out of Tune podcast stickers. I try to get stickers for every podcast I've done, and I don't know this one because it's a new basically it's a new podcast. I don't have a huge audience. I know it. It's not a surprise. Look, people have reached out, said hi to me. That's great. That always helps. It makes me feel like I got tons of people out there. But I know I'm into the reality. I know, but stickers are cool, and I'm offering. Here's what I do: you can have a sticker or 2 or 3 for free. I'll just send them to you free. I don't care. I'm crazy that way. But I'll send you stickers. All you have to do this time, used to, all you had to do was ask, and I would send them. And basically, same way here. But there's a little thing. You don't have to pay for them. I'm going to send them for free. You don't even have to pay for a stamp. I'll buy the stamp to send you the stickers. So what I'm asking you to do is just post on your social media. You could choose one. You could do all of them. I don't know. Just make a post. Just say something like, hey, here's a podcast that I think's kind of cool. Maybe you might want to listen to it. I don't know. Whatever you want to say, just to let people know about it. And then once you do that, if you can, tag the podcast or just send me a note because I need to get your address anyway, your mailing address. So when you're asking for it, when you're sending me your mailing address, to say, look, I did that. I put it out there. Put it on Twitter. Put it on Instagram. Put it on X. There's no Twitter. X. Put it on Threads, on Facebook. This week, Gary. Thanks, Gary. Man, listen, you need fans like Gary. I mean, Gary's been with every podcast I've been involved with. Life in a Kilt podcast, This Epic Disaster, Apocalyptic, and now Out of Tune podcast. Gary's always there, always participating, always, whenever we do a little kind of a fun thing, Gary's always right there in it. He responds. He sends me messages. He asked, he's up around the Baltimore area. He's like, send me stickers. I'll plaster Baltimore. I'll plaster Annapolis. I'll plaster the Maryland Renaissance Festival with all of these stickers. And I send him stickers, and he does. That's the kind of fan you want. So this week, Gary, he put it on his Facebook. And guess what else? This is great. He bought a T-shirt. That's right. We have merch. Gary bought the first T-shirt. Thanks, man. Thanks, Gary. Sorry I didn't get your rattlesnake for Thanksgiving, Gary. But yeah, see, that's how it helps us out. I make like, I don't know, $2-3 on a shirt. And then I could take that and I could I could send it to the company that distributes the podcast. I have to pay for that. You don't have to pay for it. You get it free. I pay for it. I do that for you. So I make you some merch you can buy if you want. It's cheap merch. It is. And you can't get any cheaper than free. So if you want a sticker, please just do a little promotion on your social media. Then once you do that, send me an email just saying, hey, I did it. I like sticker. Here's my address. I'm probably not even going to check and see if you did it. I'm hoping you're not a liar. I don't think you are. But I'll send you the sticker, and they were cool. Stickers look great, man. I think so. I put one on my little sticker desk today. Looks cool. I love it. And so, yeah, those are there. And what else do we got? Oh, I know, the listener line, 678-348-0008, if you want to. Now, a few people text me on that line, and sometimes just a picture. Just David, just send me, like, his face. Like now and like 20 years ago, just so I could make sure it's the same face. So I turned it in the FBI so they could do some research to make sure he hasn't done any crimes. I'm not going to do that to everybody. But anyway, you could do that. You could text me. But if you don't want to text, you can also just call, and it's a recording. You could leave a message, say anything you want, talk about the show, just your opinion on anything. Try not to be political. Don't be a dick. Don't be an asshole. I mean, I shouldn't say those things because it changes the ratings of the show. We're not an explicit show here. We are now because it just said dirty words. But's a dirty word in some cultures. Yeah, just go for it. Just say whatever you want. Talk about something. Tell me what you're getting for Christmas. I don't care. what you had for Thanksgiving. You put that on there, and then I'll put you on the pod. You will be on the podcast. You're like a guest. Speaking of guests, I do have a guest lined up coming up here in a few days. I'm not going to tell you who it is. You might know, but you probably don't. You might. That's all I'm going to say. That's a clue, isn't it? But I think it'll be fun. What else we got? That's it. I do have email, rick@outatune.com, OUTTATOON, outatune.com. Woo. Allergies got me today. Sorry, I gulped. I promised somebody I wouldn't gulp. And I think she quit listening to the show because she's tired of gulping. Sorry, I gulped. Maybe I'll see if I can edit that out. Anyway, I do have that. And I'm trying to blog more. Outatune.com is the website. I'm on Threads. I'm on Facebook. Facebook's a good place to follow us, right? Now, I'm trying to think of a good name for the group. We got to have a Facebook group, right? So when we had this epic disaster, we were the disaster baiters. Man, you're not going to find a better name than that. So that was awesome. But now we don't have that anymore. So I'm trying to come up with one. I had a couple of ideas. None of them knocked me over. So I'm just putting it up to you. If you think of anything, just let me know. We don't have to decide now. But yeah, that would be kind of cool. Just a little, name for the listeners. I like disaster baiters, but we can't put it on this. And other stuff doesn't work. What else do we got? That's good. That's good. All of that. I just got a little checklist here. You know what I don't like? Let me tell you what I don't like. This is petty. This is really petty. I have a few little weird pet peeves. I think everyone does, right? Just things that just irritate you, little bug you. Some people don't like bad grammar. And I'm kind of like that. I don't go off too much, but if somebody misspells something or if they confuse like you, your, and your, there and there. Yeah, I get a little irritated by that. Not too much. I don't go crazy with it, but I have some pet peeves. We all do. You know what I don't like? And I don't know why it's happening a lot recently. Maybe it's a new thing. Maybe it's a new cultural thing. But people calling me brother, I don't like that. Why don't I like it? I think I don't like it because it brings to mind like growing up in a church environment, because people call each other brother a lot. It's kind of, to me, it has a little bit of a religious feel to it, a little religious thing. And I don't know, kind of creeps me a little bit. I don't like it. I guess I'm okay if one of my brothers or sisters calls me brother. That might be okay, although I'm not totally sure yet if I like that. But I get it a lot now, just strangers. And I'm talking to strangers, and they want to be friends, and they're just like, all right, brother. I'm like, no. You can call me friend. Just friend is okay. King is good. That one works. Or, I don't know. There's a lot of great ones, but brother, it's a little wrestling, right? Don't you think? It's like Hulk Hogan used to do that. I don't know. It doesn't work. Is it petty? It is. I think it's petty. But I'm admitting it, right? I'm admitting it. It's petty. Prefer not to call me brother. Let's make a note of that on your many things that you need to know. Okay, here's something I need to go over with you because we're in religious season. Speaking of religion, we're in a season of, that's what holidays are. Almost every holiday somehow is tied in with religion, right? And every religion is weird. Every religion is bizarre. And you can sit here and talk about like Scientology or something. Go, yeah, that's some weird stuff. But then the people call it weird. They never stop and go, well, what about the snake that talked and convinced this naked woman to eat an apple? Because other people would be like, wait, whoa, what? What are you saying? This is real? Like, oh, yeah, I believe that. Sure. Yeah, like floods and just all the stuff. Like your own religion, it doesn't matter how outlandish it is. You're going to be like, oh, that's cool. All right, I believe that. Sure. But other people, some kind of, I don't know, you wear a strange hat? Really? Okay. You get very judgmental. Well, I've got here 25 extremely bizarre religions that actually exist. Man, I don't know what it is today. Allergies got my throat. I need a lozenges. All right. These are real religions. They're bizarre. 25. Here we go. Ready for them? Raelism. Have you ever heard of raelism? You would think that's like some people who worship rails. No, it's not. Raelism, also known as the Raelism movement, it's a UFO religion. It was founded in 1974 by former French car racing test driver Claude Virajon. See, I don't know how to say. I don't speak French, but he was known as Rael. The religion is based on the belief that scientists from another planet. Hold on, I'm going to say that again. The religion is based on the belief that scientists from another planet came to Earth and created all forms of life, including human beings, thousands of years ago. Really? Yeah. Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. Oh, yeah, snakes. Talking snakes? Sure. That's good. All right, number 24, Scientology. Just mentioned Scientology. Scientology was developed by L. Ron Hubbard in 1954. Did you know that? 54? It's that old. Scientology is a religion that studies people's true spiritual nature and their relationships to themselves, their families, groups, mankind, all life forms, material universe, spiritual universe, and the supreme being. And Tom Cruise. According to Scientology, man is an immortal spiritual being whose experiences extend well beyond a single lifetime. You into that? Do you believe in multiple lifetimes? I don't really. I don't know. I try not to believe anything. I don't like beliefs. All right. But reincarnation doesn't seem plausible to me. I know or knew, she's dead now, I knew a person who knew L. Ron Hubbard at the time he was formulating Scientology. And according to her, I'm just saying, she told me that he told her that he was putting it together because of a dare. Someone dared him that he couldn't create a religion, and he did it. That's what I'm saying. This is someone who knew him. So don't get mad if you're Scientology, all right? Number 23, Nation of Yahweh. The most controversial offshoot of the Black Hebrew. That's a Freudian slip, people. The Black Hebrew Israelites religious movement, Nation of Yahweh, is a religion named after its leader, Yahweh ben Yahweh, all right? It bases some part of its theology on the interpretation of the Bible. However, it departs from mainstream Christianity and Judaism and is sometimes considered a hate group or a black supremacist cult. Whew. When you start putting racism in religion, that's fire, people. All right, number 22, Church of All the Worlds. Church of All the Worlds. It's a neo-pagan religion founded in 1962 by Oberon Zell Ravenheart and his wife, Morning Glory Zell Ravenheart. Based in Cotati, California, the religion evolved from a group of friends and lovers who were inspired by a fictional religion of the same name in the sci-fi novel Strangers in a Strange Land by Robert Heinlein. All right, so you read a book and it sounded cool, and you were like, hey, let's make a religion based on that. So I don't understand how. What do you do? How do you know where it came from, right? You know, it came out of a book. It's not real. Why are you doing it? I don't know. I don't understand religion sometimes. I just don't. Okay. Number 21, Subud or Subud, or I don't know. Subud is a religious movement based on the spontaneous and ecstatic exercises. Oh, well, I'm forgetting that one. That's not for me. It was founded by Indonesian spiritual leader Muhammad Subuh in the 1920s. The movement was restricted to Indonesia until the 1950s when it spread to Europe and America. The central figure of Subud is Lathian, a spontaneous spiritual activity which is usually held for an hour each week. If it involves exercise, I tend to not want to do it. Like I'm not a yoga person. I did yoga for a while, but it's not for me. All right. Number 20, Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. You know it. You love it. You've eaten it for dinner. Also known as Pastafarianism. The Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster is a mock religion that was based on an open letter by Bobby Henderson to the Kansas School Board that demanded that the theory of the flying spaghetti monster be taught along with theories of evolution. Pastafarianism is legally recognized as a religion in the Netherlands and New Zealand. Did you know that? I don't know. You can't say it's a religion that really exists, especially if it's a mock religion. It's not real, right? All right, number 19. This one's weird. Prince Philip movement. One of the most bizarre religions of the world. The Prince Philip movement is a religious sect followed by tribal people in the Pacific island country of Vanuatu. The cult is believed to date from 1974 when Prince Philip and Queen Elizabeth visited the country. Since then, the villagers have been decorating their shrines with famed portraits of Prince Philip. I always feel like every time I go to Walmart, I start a new religion about myself. Number 18, the Agori. We talked about the Agori. I won't get into it too much. It's a few episodes back, the Agori. They're a Hindu cult. They do awesome, weird, dark, taboo stuff. Check them out. Go back a few episodes and listen. All right, it's a teaser. All right, number 17, Pana Wave. A Japanese religious movement founded in 1977, Pana Wave combines element of Christianity, Buddhism, and New Age doctrines. So far, so good. The movement is famous for their unusual attitude towards electromagnetic waves, which, according to Pana Wave followers, are to be blamed for climate change, environmental destruction, and other major problems of the modern world. Unless you believe in chemtrails, then that's the problem. See, that's the thing. It's like a whole different church. Chemtrails, Pana Wave, who knows? Electromagnetic waves, exhaust from a plane. All right. 16, Universe People. Universe People is a Czech UFO. There's a lot of UFO religions. Founded in the 1990s by Ivo Binda. What a name. That's how I'm changing my name to Ivo Binda. Also known by his extraterrestrial name, Aster. I like Ivo Binda better. Binda claimed he experienced several direct personal contacts with extraterrestrial civilizations, which led him to establish the movement Universe People, fight against modern technology and negative ideas while spreading love and positive vibes. Man, Ivo Binda would be a much better religious name, in my opinion. All right, number 15, you know this one, Church of the Subgenius, right? I think there's actually a great documentary about this. Church of the Subgenius is a parody religion, very similar to the parody religion we've already talked about, Pastafarianism. It was established in America by writer and filmmaker Ivan Stang, also a great name, in the 1970s. The church itself heavily disregards the idea of absolute truths and instead focuses on much more interpretive lifestyle. It teaches a complex philosophy that focuses on J.R. Bob Dobbs. You might have seen his picture, and I know if you've seen his picture, you will have known that you see his picture. Does that make any sense? No. He's a alleged salesman from the 50s who's revered as a prophet by the church. He's a pipe. He's got a pipe coming out of his mouth like a cartoon, like a 1950s clip art cartoon character. You've seen it. You know what I'm talking about. All right, number 14. Nubian Nation. Nubian Nation. This sounds like a car insurance company. All right, also known as the Nubian Movement. The Nubian Nation was a religious organization founded and led by Dwight York. Not Yoakum. No. The religion was based on a weird mixture of black supremacist ideas, worship of the Egyptians and their pyramids, and beliefs in UFOs, and various conspiracies related to the Illuminati and the Bilderbergers. Really, the Bilderbergers. In April 2004, York was sentenced to 135 years in prison for child abuse and other crimes. Well, of course. Number 13, Discordianism, also known as the religion of chaos. Discordianism was originally created as a prank religion by two young hippies, Kerry Thornley and Greg Hill, in the 1960s. The movement was later made world famous by the American author Robert Anton Wilson, who based the philosophy of his iconic satirical sci-fi books, the Illuminatus trilogy, on Discordianism. There's a lot of fake religions here. I don't feel like they should be in here. Number 12, the Aetherius Society, created by Australian yoga enthusiast George King after his extraterrestrial experiences in the 1950s. Once again, the Aetherius Society is a religious movement whose philosophy and teachings come from highly advanced intelligence from other planets, as well as from other world religions, most notably Christianity, Buddhism, and Hinduism. Can you detect the pattern here? Are there normal religions? I'm just asking. That's not a judgment, just asking. Number 11, Church of Euthanasia, founded by Reverend Chris Korda and Pastor Robert Kimberk in Boston in 1992. The Church of Euthanasia is considered the world's only anti-human religion. The church promotes solution of overpopulation and related ecological problems by a massive, I'm not even going to say that again, by a massive voluntary population reduction. The famous slogan of the church, "Save the planet, kill yourself," has been seen at various public events. It's anti-human. You're against yourself. Why not? All right, number 10, Happy Science. Oh, now that just sounds good. Shiny Happy Science. An alternative Japanese religion, Happy Science, was founded by Ruho Okawaon. I can speak and read Japanese, but I'm not catching that one. I'm not going to say it again. In 1986, it was officially certified as a religious organization in 1991. Happy Science believes, see, they have a strong faith in God of the earth, the God of the earth, known as El Cantare. El Cantare. Whoa. In order to attain true happiness, also known as enlightenment, they practice the teachings of Ryuho. You're supposed to do a little tongue click there. Okawa, on a daily basis by praying, studying, self-reflection, meditating, and singing Dean Martin. Okay. Number 9, Temple of the True Inner Light. Temple of the True Inner Light is a religious organization based in Manhattan, which believes that psychoactive substances such as dipropylatriptamine. What? Tryptamine. I'm not even going to say that again. Cannabis, LSD. There's got to be a street name for that. Mescaline, psilocybin, psychedelic mushrooms, and others are the true flesh of God. The organization also believes that all religions are based upon the psychedelic experience. I'm willing to bet that church started as a reason to take psychedelics. That's what that is. They're like, well, if we start a religion, they'll let us do it. Do some research. Let me know. Come back and talk to me about it. All right, number 8, Jedism, or Jediism, let's say that. A religious movement followed by thousands of Star Wars fans all over the world. Jediism, or the Jedi Church, is a new religion that incorporates the fictional teachings of the Jedi. What? They believe that the Force is a very real power in the universe. In 2013, Jediism was actually the 7th largest religion in the UK with an incredible 175,000 followers. Listen, I'm going to admit something to you. I might not ever say this again. In the 1980s, when I was in college, I kind of believed in Jediism. I might have started that religion because this says they started in 2013. I was in college in 1980. And I was really into that. I think it was my first introduction into kind of metaphysics. All right. That's all I'm going to say to you. Number 7, Zoroastrianism. It's kind of fun to say. One of the world's oldest monotheistic religions, Zoroastrianism, was founded by the prophet Zoroaster, or Zarathustra, in ancient Iran, approximately 3,500 years ago. For about 1,000 years, it was one of the most powerful religions in the world. I've heard of it, sure, and was the official religion of Persia, modern Iran. From 600 BCE to 650 CE. These days, however, it's one of the world's smallest religions with just over 100,000 followers worldwide. Check into it. It might be worth resurrecting. No pun intended. Number 6, Haitian voodoo. A blended religion practiced mainly in Haiti and the Haitian diaspora. Haitian voodoo, commonly seen as voodoo, was invented by African slaves who were brought to Haiti and converted by Roman Catholic missionaries did you know this? In the 16th and 17th centuries. Greatly influenced by Christianity, it was this mysterious religion that inspired the revolution against Haiti's French colonizers. More than 200 years ago, after the revolution, Haiti was established as the second independent nation in America after the U.S. Now, if you go to New Orleans, there's a lot of voodoo shops. A friend of mine brought me back an actual voodoo doll from there. I don't think I'm superstitious. I think I still have that. I don't know maybe I haven't picked who the doll should be. I should probably do that. It's old. I think he brought it to me in the 90s. Okay. Number 5, neo-druidism. All right. So I have some friends who are kind of druids. They're so druid. That's hard to say. Crap. Also known as neo-druidry. Oh, let's make it even harder. Neo-druidism is a religion that generally promotes harmony and worship of nature. It's always the way it is, right? The witches, the druids, they're the ones that's always harmonious. And respect for all human beings. The religion is partly based on the tradition of the ancient Celtic tribes, but modern Druidism also incorporates shamanism, love of the earth, animism, pantheism, adoration of the sun, and belief in reincarnation. See, none of that stuff is dangerous. None of that stuff is harmful. They're just doing their thing. Why not? Let's have more religions like that. All right, number 4, Rastafari. Rastafari is a young religion developed in Jamaica in the 1930s following the coronation of Haile Selassie. See, I can't read anymore. My eyes are off. First, as king of Ethiopia in 1930, Rastafarians believe that person is God, and he will return members of black communities living in exile back to Africa. Good luck. Followers of this religion place emphasis on what they regard as living naturally. They are known to wear dreadlocks and smoke marijuana to increase their spirituality. By the way, I'm not making fun of any. Well, I think I might have made fun of a couple. But for the most part, if you're into any of this stuff, that's fine. Totally fine. I'm not a huge believer in a lot of religious stuff. So let me just say, I'm a little skeptical. So skeptical is not making fun. I'm a little skeptical, probably of all of it. All right, number 3, Church of Maradona. Maradona, also known as Iglesia Maradoniana. Church of Maradona is a religion based in Argentina that worships the iconic Argentine soccer player Diego Maradona. A soccer player. Symbol of the church is D10S, which combines the Spanish word for God's, Dios, and the shirt number of Get Out of Here of Maradona, number 10. Church was founded in 1998 by fans that claim Maradona was the greatest soccer player in history. That's dumb. I am making fun of that one. All right. You deserve that one. These Argentinians are going to come kick my ass, aren't they? Oh, I'm sorry. Go for it. Praise what is his name? That guy. All right. Number 2, Om Shinrikyo. Om Shinrikyo, meaning the supreme truth in Japanese. Om Shinrikyo began in the 1980s as a spiritual group mixing Hindu and Buddhist beliefs. The group's founder, Shoko Asahara, declared himself to be both Christ and the first enlightened one since Buddha. Stand in line, dude. There's a lot of people have said that. However, the group gradually became a paranoid doomsday cult. Convinced the world was about to end in World War III and that only they would survive. Boy, that's a script we could have written, right? All right, number one, number one, Presbyterianism, one of the most bizarre religions in the world. Presbyterianism is a parody of the spiritual belief in life after death. The founder of this movement, American actor and comedian George Carlin, defined the concept of the religion as a belief that when a person dies, her soul rises and is thrown like a frisbee onto a roof where it becomes attached and remains. Yeah, I've heard that bit, but I didn't know he actually made a religion. Is that true? You might check on that. Should I have done research? I don't know. I have trouble believing that. All right, that's it. That's your 25 religions right there. Do you believe in life after death, death after life? What is it? It's life after death, isn't it? There's all kinds of death after life. Do you believe in that? Do you believe that? See, I don't know. I don't like to believe. I don't like to believe anything that you can never prove. And that's one of those things you're just not going to be able to prove. I tend to think there is a scenario where that's possible, which maybe I'll get into it in a show at some point. But I don't believe in a way like you survive, your ego, me, this Rick. I don't think I survive like that. Anything that's real about me, I think probably continues on. If there's things that aren't real, they die. I think science just says energy doesn't die, right? And if I'm made of energy, that energy's got to do something, got to go somewhere. Does it dissipate? Does it stay in the little energy clump that it's in? Is it in an energy clump? Can we know it? These are the questions that I ask myself every night at 2 a.m, and then I can't go to sleep. But we can make a religion about it, or just speculate. I think most religions are just because people don't have an answer for something, so they make an organized thing that has those answers so that they could feel like they know something when they really don't. Because ultimately, you don't know anything. None of us are born with a manual. There's no manual to this life. There's no life working manual. People go, yeah, the Bible is. No, it's not. There's a lot of stuff in the Bible that make no sense now. A lot of stuff in the Bible made no sense then. Hey, talking snake and all that stuff. You know what I'm talking about? It's not a manual. There's some advice in the Bible that's really good, but I wouldn't call it a life manual, would you? And if you believe it is, okay, make it happen. Work with it. But we all just stumble around. That's what we do. You have to kind of figure it out because we don't have a rule book. We don't have this is how we're supposed to act. You just try it out, see if it works. Do you feel good? Did it work? Do you feel bad about what you did? That's all. What we can all do is you just make it happen. You try it out. Try not to hurt other people. But there are people that's like, well, let's see what happens if we hurt other people. Let's see what happens if we suppress other people. If we enslave them, why not? Let's try it. See if we get. That's the history of humans. We're all just trying things out. Some people are really, really bad. I don't want to be that kind of person. But at the same time, it's just like anything that I do potentially could make somebody upset, right? Somebody's going to be mad at this show. But I can't help it. All I could do is try to do a better show next week. I'm really sorry. I'll try to do better. Let me see if I can try Monday.